Alia, welcome to the Courage to Fall podcast. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join me in a hopefully interesting conversation. Uh,
Thank you, Tony,
to,
for hosting me.
my first big question for you is how would you like to be known on this podcast for the viewers, the listeners?
Okay, yeah. I thought in general in life that was a big question. I'm mainly a business and marketing consultant, and I just want to be known for helping people launch and scale their businesses. I never had a mentor when I started my business, and I want to be that for everyone, especially Arab founders as well. So yeah, their cheerleader. I want to be known as their cheerleader and accountability partner. So maybe that would
And
resonate more as well.
and how long have you been working in that capacity?
I've been running my business and marketing consultancy for 5 years, but I've been in the business world for 14 years. Yeah, and I studied business and marketing in AUB.
Interesting. We come from the same place, I guess.
Yeah, maybe you were in campus somewhere, but I never had your class. I'm not sure.
I'm not. No,
Probably.
you haven't. No, you haven't. So the title of this podcast is Courage to Fall. So, what is courage for you?
Courage for me. Well, courage is, for me, actually, is doing something that no one around you from your immediate circle is doing. So usually, we go to college because our parents told us to go to college, get a job, go to Dubai, go to Saudi. And so I followed that route. But then no one around me was doing something different. So when I took the leap of faith to start my first tech business in 2011, I was one of the very few from my friends to take that leap of faith. And that was very scary. And then again, I did it 5 years ago, took a 2-year sabbatical while all my friends were in the career path, or getting married and having kids. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to go to Thailand and figure out what I want. So that was took a lot from me, but nobody around me was doing it. So for me, that required a lot of courage from my end. And thank God I did, because I'm now living my life by design and not by default.
So courage for you was not doing what everyone else was doing. Was that by design, or what drew you to do this? What drew you not to be part of the mainstream?
Well, obviously, it was not sustaining me. Like living in Dubai with a very good, easy job, it was not challenging for me. Like once I conquered my role after 3 years in Dubai, I wasn't getting challenged anymore. And I just wanted to live life the way I want to live without going the boring route that everybody was taking. Like everyone from my university, my class was doing that, the career path. And I come from my dad was an entrepreneur, a multi-serial entrepreneur. So I'm like, you know what? I have those skills from him somehow, and I want to go through his path. Let me do that, So when I don't get challenged, it gets boring. And if it's boring, there's no drive, So I guess that's what made me do something different than others. I'm not afraid to be different than others. So yeah, and that was the entrepreneurship route. I didn't do anything crazy like, I don't know, backpack to South America at 20 or something.
But you did go to Thailand, no?
Yeah, but later at 32, But there's a lot of people that take different paths in life at a very early stage, at a very young age. But I didn't go something crazy, but I did do something crazy, which is start my own business at a very young age, when before having a tech startup was unheard of. Like we had no funding, no ecosystem like we have nowadays. Now a 14-year-old can have a tech startup, which is crazy. Back then we didn't have those capabilities.
So take me back to the day you decided not to become a marketing manager at whatever company you were in. How did it feel like back then? Can you reflect back?
Yeah, like it was obviously a build up of things. I was working for Fattal actually in Dubai. It was a very good job. I was very close to the VP, and I almost went back home to work at the headquarters. But then I was like, you know what? It's I don't want to work for other people anymore. And I feel like I had so many ideas and I was back then very disciplined and structured. Now it's a bit chaotic, but it's okay. Being an entrepreneur, it's normal to be chaotic. So I thought, you know what? At such a younger age, at 23, it's better to start something completely new on my own and fail younger than
Mhm.
fail later on in life when I would have more responsibilities or maybe I'd be married with kids. So like I had a very rough childhood, so I didn't want to regret anything in life. This is why it was easy for me to take that leap of faith. Like, you know, let's do it. Like, I don't want to have regrets in life. Do it early, fail early, rather than later wake up at 40 and you're like, yeah, Allah, why didn't I start my job? And it's too late now. Now I have kids and a mortgage, right? So after 3 years of living the Dubai lifestyle that everybody loves, I didn't like it. I hated it since I moved there. So after 3 years of like not really living my purpose or my life, I decided eventually, like, that's it. I'm just going to go back home to Lebanon, into the chaos, into the mud, and start my business with zero support from friends, family, the country, the ecosystem, just from zero. And yeah, that's how I did it.
Had you had a job that gave you a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more freedom to do what you wanted to do, with the comfort and the financial cushion that any decent job would give? In hindsight,
Um,
would you think you have jumped that early?
I just wanted to move back to Lebanon. Like I was sick
Ah,
of Dubai. Dubai was making me sick, literally. Like I got sick from Dubai. That lifestyle didn't suit me. Just wanted to be
okay.
back home. I'm very close to my family, so probably not. No.
Fast forward. Fast forward to
Mm.
today. How does it feel after all these years and where you are today? With, of course, all of us have challenges. We all have challenges. Anywhere we are in the world today, the world is just, let's say, percolating and boiling. How do you feel today?
Um, I'm feeling more fulfilled, of course, because I chose this lifestyle. Like at any time in the last 5 years, I could have always gone back to Dubai. Like Dubai is always open for me. Like I was started there, I have my connections there. Dubai would have been the safer choice. But every time I thought about quitting or, you know, let me go back to the comfortable, it just really choked me. It's like I just couldn't go back. So I am fulfilled because I get to choose this. And my highest priority since I was younger is freedom. Like the freedom to do anything, be anywhere, do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. I'm living life so that when I'm 60 or 80, I didn't regret taking that leap of faith, right? I know most of my friends are in Dubai or in Saudi and they chose that lifestyle and they look forward to those 22 days of freedom. That would destroy me. So yeah, I'm fulfilled, even though, like you said, life has been, every time we go up, it slams us down, but that's what that's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. The unsuccessful give up. The successful people keep going no matter what is happening. They fall and they fail, they pick themselves up because of their purpose and their mission and what drives them. So my mission and what moves me, one of them is freedom. So every day I wake up and I'm fulfilled because I can literally do whatever I want. So that keeps me going. If that
Well, that's
answers
a wonderful
your
feeling.
question.
No, it's a wonderful feeling.
Mhm, mhm.
So, what's your biggest or most recent or biggest fall, let's say in the past year or two, challenge fall that you care to share with us?
Biggest fall. I don't know, probably my I don't know if it's a feature, but it's my lack of discipline. Like, I wish someone told me when I first started my business at 22, 23, that you need to have discipline, like really hardcore discipline, not, flaky discipline. So freedom and discipline don't go together, right? Because freedom is, I want to do whatever I want, whenever I want. Discipline says, no, if you want results, you need to have discipline, right? So
How come they're
the last
contradictory?
year,
I'm
they're
sorry, there's a slight
contradicting
delay.
because discipline, yeah, because freedom, I mean, is literally doing whatever you like. No boss on top of you. You are your own boss. You get to set your own time when you wake up, when you go to the gym, when you work. If you want to work that day, if not, if you want to take time off, if you want to take a week off, a month off, this is that level of freedom that we have as entrepreneur, right? Like, I could do whatever I want after this call. You could also do that too. Discipline, on the other hand, which is needed for building momentum in anything you do, whether it's going to the gym to lose weight or doing yoga to ground you or building a business, it requires discipline, and it's a 1% improvement every day. So if you have freedom and you want discipline, if one is not more grounding than the other, then every day can be different. This is why we need discipline to ground us, right? Freedom is like air, and discipline is grounding you. So you need a balance, like yin and yang, masculine and feminine. So my lack of discipline, because I was free to travel the world in the last year or two, has been up and down. And sometimes when you lack your discipline, you train your brain that it's okay not to wake up by 8, go to the gym by 10, hit work at 11. So your brain gets used to it. And if your brain gets used to it, then it's okay to not work, not do this. So it becomes, you become unbalanced because you're always fighting. Do I go surf or do I go to the gym and start work, right? So that's been my biggest, like, if I wish I had stronger restrictions on my own discipline, because I would be definitely more further in my business.
The way as I was listening to you, I couldn't help but think that freedom for you is reporting to you. So you don't have a boss, true, but you are your own boss. So you have your accountability partner is actually yourself, and it is the hardest, the most difficult to align with. So I beg to differ a little bit or to disagree with you that no, freedom is good. It's just I picked my boss, and my boss in this case is me. So if you satisfy you, then maybe the discipline becomes slightly easier if you frame it that way. Maybe just a suggestion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hard on myself, right? Like, even when I don't follow my discipline, I'm not hard on myself because I am my own boss. And then I make it up. So I'm not like, I don't negatively talk to myself or put myself down, etc. I can always just say no to freedom and go full discipline. But then what's the joy in life? Like, I always remind myself, I chose this so I can enjoy every day, because I have to enjoy the journey. If I don't enjoy this journey, there's no point. I'll just go back to Dubai and be like everyone else, miserable and unhappy and just getting a paycheck and going to the mall and living for those 22 days, right? But you have to have some you have to have a lot of compassion for yourself so that you're not having an internal struggle every day, right? But that was just because I'm a type A. I want to be successful at my business a lot. So that would be my only fallback that I had. This is why now that I'm more stable and in one city, my discipline is ranked number 1 now, more than my freedom. That's the
Why did you
balance.
Yeah, yes, and the way you see it. But let me ask you, why did you pick lack of discipline as a fault?
Why did I pick? Because I mean, if
It's a behavior
if
more
there's
like
lack of discipline, yeah.
yes, yes. If there's lack of discipline,
If there's lack of discipline, you don't get to achieve or do the tasks needed to achieve your goals. And my goals or my business goals, if I fail at my business goals, I fail at my business goals. So that would be what I failed at in the last year. That I need to course correct. This is why I chose that as the reason for your question.
when did you realize? So it's clear. It's clear. Lack of discipline led to not achieving your business goals. Now, I don't want to get into the specifics. Not achieving your business goals could be I only reached 80% of my business goals, and that's not satisfactory to me. Or I only reached 95%, and that's not good enough for me. So that's subjective. So my question is, uh, the lack of discipline, you did not reach your business goals yet. One, there's a yet this year. Two, there's when did you realize that fact? If you look really, when did you realize that you're slipping when it gets to not achieving your business goals?
Every month. Every month I was realizing I said I'm going to do this and I'm not doing that. But also it doesn't help when you're traveling. Like because I love freedom, it's my highest priority. I've been traveling for 2 years. I wanted to go through that digital nomad lifestyle where I can travel and run my business. So if I am a super disciplined person, like those very uptight people that say, I'm going to wake up at 6, up by 7 at the gym, 8, and they do that while they're traveling. Those are really highly disciplined people, but that's also a nervous system and personality that's not me, right? Because I value my freedom. So it's like two pendulums, like it's hard to be super disciplined and have the freedom. So the traveling and moving constantly with no ground doesn't really allow discipline for me. For other people that have done the digital nomad lifestyle, which my friends have done, and they inspired me to go travel, they had a lot of discipline. They 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 lived their life like that, and they were respecting what they said they will do. I wasn't respecting it at 100%. Maybe I did a 50% sticking to my discipline, but every month I knew I was behind. But I kept going because, like I said, I don't want to regret anything in my life. I don't want to be 70 learning how to surf the first time in Sri Lanka or going hiking. I don't want that. Like, I'd rather do it when I'm younger, and then later at 70, I'll do it again. But that's the balance. Like, you have to choose, do I want the freedom and to enjoy my life, etc., or to be 1000% super disciplined? I chose to do both. So it's been obviously a roller coaster. But yeah, every month I reflected, I'm behind, I'm not disciplined. But then I would see the upside of it. And after 2 years, I decided I'm settling down. So here we are now in Barcelona, settled a bit.
Good, nice city. Allow me to drill a little bit more on the discipline freedom continuum, if there's one. Do you think your friends who the digital nomad friends who you think are disciplined, and do you think they if they feel like surfing they wouldn't surf, or if they feel like having fun they wouldn't have fun?
No, they were doing it, but just maybe on the weekend or maybe not enough. Or they would wake up earlier. That's the thing. If you wake up earlier,
Mhm.
You hit the gym, hit your meetings, and then take a 1 hour, 2 hour break to surf, enjoy the beach, and go back to work. Yes. But I just wasn't that kind of person. I couldn't overload myself or wake up early either. So there are some people that were managing to do that, but it was just not. When there's too many restrictions, my brain, my nervous system is just like, no, let's just be open and flowy all the time. In Ayurveda, there's like different energy, and mine is air. So air is air. It's not earth. Earth is grounded, or fire. There's energy. I am air and energy and fire. Air is always floating. That's me. So that's why I wish when I started my businesses like 2011, I wish someone taught me, practice learning how to have discipline. It will set you up for success. Because if I had that early on, I would have built so much momentum and learned to train my brain and my system to respect what I say I will do, right? Building that discipline way earlier on than trying to do that in the last 5 years. If that answers
So
sense, no?
it does. It makes perfect sense.
Mm.
Is there anything restricting you from learning it now? That discipline with the airy character that you.
Like now, yeah. No, nothing is restricting me. On the contrary, I've in the last 2 years, it's allowed me to learn how to ground myself. First, I learned that I'm an airy energy, and I learned the modalities to ground myself, which is breath work, meditation, and yoga. Those bring down the air and into the ground. So when you ground yourself more, and it helps to stay in actual city, grounded, not always flying, right? This will train your body and system that we're now here, we're grounded, and we continue to ground ourselves. So now I wake up at the same time, I go to the gym same time, my meetings are at the same time, and everything is more disciplined, of course. And there's momentum. And restricting myself to travel. So that's a discipline and a choice that I took to continue grounding myself. So grounding is very important.
This is such an interesting duality, which I don't see as a duality, but that's me, right? But it's very interesting to see it from your perspective. Uh, the whole idea of discipline and freedom. So, did you reconcile them now? Was it the trick? Was the trick that you're in one city, one studio apartment, or wherever you are? Did that do it for you?
Yeah, of course. Like I chose to come back to one place and be in one place. And even in this one place, I might move. And I know that if I move, it's gonna ruin my discipline for a month. So now I'm being very careful of the move, because even in a city, you can move around. And for my nervous system or my brain or the way I function, I take 1 month just to calm down and ground myself, right? Because I'm very airy. So even that, I'm taking a very conscious choice that I'm committing 1 year to Barcelona. I am now in this apartment for this time, and anywhere I want to move, I have to be careful about it, because if I move, it's going to be the last move I make, because I cannot anymore, you know, get ungrounded and lose the momentum. It takes time, like, because I'm not that type of person to, okay, I moved to a new apartment and the next day I'm going to go to the gym at 10 and etc. No, like I take time, or maybe it's your procrastination or excuses, but especially if your system and your brain loves movement, because it's an airy sign. Everyone can figure out their doshas or their energy in Ayurveda. You can find out, Tony, if you are more air or fire or earth or water. So, and that can that helps explain why you are the way you are and what to do to balance, because we all want to have a balance of all the four elements of the universe. That way people are not so hard on themselves. Oh my God, like if I was another person where I had negative inner critic, I'd be like, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not worthy of success. Look at me, I cannot respect what I say I will. I'm behind, compare myself. But that's an inner critic. I don't, alhamdulillah, yani, I don't have that. I'm positive. Knowing that I have.
No, I know you're positive.
There are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other people are not. So some people be like, I'm so in la la land all the time, or dreamers. Well, there's a lot of dreamers, right? The dreamers lack discipline to do the work, because they'll have all these dreams. They'll start a business, close it, start an idea, close it, and never get anything done. But when you learn where your energies are in your body, if you have self-compassion, you learn, okay, I am that, but there's a way to balance that, rather than be like, I'll never be able to be an entrepreneur.
Let me share with you something.
Tell me.
And you tell me what type I am, right? So I travel a lot. I move quite a bit. I taught myself to have an anchor, a physical anchor, like a North Star. It's not deep. It's very, very physical. It is, and take it the way it is, right? Uh, it's my laptop, my chargers, my plugs, my one bag that has everything in it, and my rolling bag, which is it is the size of a check-in bag, sorry, as a carry-on bag. And I have enough stuff in it to take me anywhere in the world, except for the minus 20-degree weather. I'll have to get a jacket. But anything else, I can go with one backpack and one carry-on. I can go anywhere. And for me, throw me anywhere, as long as I take half an hour to unpack, do my thing, and focus. And I can be anywhere, in any room, in any place. So for me, changing cities, I'm talking if I'm on the road, right? I'm not talking that I'm moving a whole country forever. See all this? I still need a home base. I still need to imagine that there is a home base somewhere, a studio somewhere, a tent pitched out in the wilderness, or an apartment somewhere overlooking the Mediterranean in Lebanon. As long as I have this and these bags, throw me anywhere for an extended period of time and I'm good. What does that make me? Airy, fiery, whatever you name. I'm not quizzing you, but I'm just laying it out there. And for me, switching cities does. You have something to say. Go ahead.
No, I mean, it depends. Like, if you're traveling around, because you're traveling around and the next day you have a business meeting and you're just in meetings all day, so you have kind of a boss because there's a meeting you set, that's fine. Travel and do that, that's fine. But there's a difference between every week moving into a new city with the bag, and then the next day, if you have your discipline, like, I want to hit the gym at 10, record a reel by 11, do the deep work and then do client work, and do that every day while you're traveling in a new city, then you have good discipline and you're more grounded. But if you take time to get accustomed to a new city and you want to do all these different things and that's the airy part of you. So it's really different. Like, I cannot tell from that. But if you're comfortable to travel, but because you're going to a meeting, it's different because you have restrictions other than us, right?
Right. And also my take on freedom is, I don't think anyone is free. Freedom is relative, right? So if you happen to be an entrepreneur, I'm assuming with no investors. I've had experiences where I had investors, and then you have to report to your board, and then you have to manage your team. That becomes another.
No freedom there.
And yeah,
That's a
so
job, yeah, you work for them.
No, even though it's your own company, your own idea, your own accountability, but you still have to report to someone. In my case or your case today, we have to report to ourselves, and I think this is uh, the toughest part. So discipline. So we came. It's amazing how this. It's interesting how this conversation has moved from a challenge, which was the discipline challenge, and because you didn't hit your goals, and then uh, the continuum between discipline and freedom. And then now you feel better in one, you feel better and more anchored in one city, in one apartment, getting used to it.
Yeah, till I hit my threshold. Till
Which
I'm like,
is,
okay, that's the thing also. If you're airy, routine kills us. Routine kills somebody that's airy, right? Or
Mhm,
has a bit of ADHD, right? So, so after 2 months of doing this, I'll be like, okay, it's time to travel for 2 weeks. And that's okay for me now, because I know that if I'm disciplined for 4 or 5 months, that will be my reward, that I can take off 2 weeks or 1 week. That will be my reward, right? Because um, doing the same thing over and over again for a person like me is boring and kills my drive and my passion. That's why I have to spice it up. Like even in a week, I don't like to work in the same place. I need to go to a cafe or go to a co-work just to get that energy back. There are many people that need the routine and they're way more grounded than me. And if they don't have their routine, they cannot
mhm,
even function. Versus maybe me
mhm,
and you. Me and you can travel and work in the airport, right?
mhm.
You can
True.
work anywhere in a new city. You're so used to hotel lobbies or hotel rooms. I'm the same too. Maybe I'm not working what I want to work, which is the deep work or the doing videos, which is really important. But I could do the others still and I'll be functioning and I'm at a high energy level. Because sometimes you really don't need to work 8 hours a day. You could just put in 3 hours of deep work and you can accomplish one work a week. One work, one work. Yeah.
One, yes. I'm not sure if they know, if our listeners know what we mean.
Exactly. Exactly. Maybe edit that part. And now with AI, we can like things are even faster. So for someone that travels and moves around and maybe like has so many ideas, also airy people have way too many ideas, or dreamers. They just want to do all these things. Now with AI, you don't need a lot of discipline. You just need 2 or 3 hours of deep work in a good place. And you can like launch a whole new business in literally 3 or 4 hours. So it's a really great time to be an entrepreneur and start your business. But back to, it's really still important to know, the more you know about yourself, you will know how you're going to function as an entrepreneur, business owner, or even as a successful type A professional.
So, what are you going to do about climbing up towards your goals for the remainder of this year? We still have about 5 months.
Yeah, no, I'm delusional. So, I'm going all in, shifting how I see social media, because I used to hate social media as in posting and showing up online and talking about my life and all of that. This is not what we studied in AUB or what I studied in Dubai or what I did for my clients in 10 years.
Okay.
So now I am delusional and I have a goal of 10,000 followers on TikTok and on Instagram, maybe each. And I'm going all in on showing up my raw self, my vulnerability on social media as more of a content creator, less than a business owner, rather than me selling my services all the time, which is what we are supposed to do, kind of. Now I'm showing up as me, as the person, the personal brand, and no matter how money comes in and flows, I will take it, right? So this is the big goals that I have for this year. I'm going completely delusional. This is the new term that we got from our amazing Gen Zers. and building my personal brand and seeing what comes from it, like without limits, right? Like complete freedom to show up as I am, which is part of me, freedom. Show up as I am, share my truth, share my vulnerability, share my stories, all the lessons and the hardships and the mistakes I've gained in the last 10 years as an entrepreneur, a business owner, type A, someone that respects and loves their freedom, and seeing what that brings me. So yeah, that requires discipline.
So no
Back to
no CTAs. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying that requires discipline to be delusional and to show up every day. That was call to action in the posts.
No, I'm saying, why are you doing all this? Yes, I mean, I totally understand the whole concept of building your personal brand. You're showing up as you are. The question is, and you said, we'll see where that takes me. But don't you have a gut feeling of where you want to go with this? After 10,000 followers?
Still want to, yeah, I mean, I would still be hired as a marketing consultant and business consultant and helping people, but we saw the shift in the online world. During COVID, we had the era called info entrepreneur, where entrepreneurs were sharing tips and tricks and information, right? So we were consuming that, we were learning from them, and we were buying from them to be our guides. But now with AI, we can get all that information for free in a very structured way that even AI can build everything for us. So now it's like there's a shift of all the consultants. I mean, even McKinsey level consultants are being replaced. So of course I'm going to have to see that shift and do something about it. So now I'm shifting into seeing what has worked, right? So personal branding is what's been setting people apart from other people. And to the point that you can build a personal brand and not even know you're building a personal brand and get so many crazy business opportunities out of nothing. You can be a content creator. You can launch music if this is what you do. You can launch a book if that's what you want to do, right? If you all of a sudden you started sharing your thoughts and opinions on social media and people were loving them and saving them and relating to them, all of a sudden these content creators became publishers, right? Or launched a podcast because this is the opportunity that comes. Or someone's like, we love how you show up. We love how you speak your truth. Can you come on and be a keynote speaker and get paid for that? So you never know what the opportunities are, but you will never know if you don't show up, right? So I'll still be hired as a consultant and helping people and helping businesses. But if bigger opportunities come, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to take it. But in order to get those opportunities, we have to be disciplined to show up, do the reps, get better at showing up online on camera. And that takes discipline because there's a lot of inner work, inner critic. Look at your hair, look at your makeup, what you're doing, comparing yourself to others. I'm sure you've seen that, right? Comparing your video or your podcast to other people. And the discipline is to ignore that and keep doing the 1% better every single day.
True, so true.
Yeah, this is the shit. Yeah.
So how it would look like by the end of year for you? 10,000 followers on TikTok, and
if I get 10K on Instagram or 10K on TikTok, I'm happy with either. It's just that's the goal. And sometimes you can hit that goal in 2 months. So
okay, great.
That's the crazy part of the online world. So you never know.
So take me a little bit. Did you hack the discipline part in order to get there? What are you really going to do? Remember, this podcast is for people they'll be listening or watching, and they'll hopefully be learning something, and they will relate to what you're saying, for sure. Some of them will relate to what you're saying. How are you going to hack the discipline thing? Because we all fall into being undisciplined. Did you figure that out?
Well, the way I kind of figured it out, but this is what I tell all my clients who are business owners, especially solo entrepreneurs without investors. So they are their own boss. What drives me to wake up every day and do what I said I'm gonna do is my why, right? And
Yes.
my why is what makes me wake up a certain time and do what I do, and why I have to show up on video, because the why is what's going to pick you up to do the work that you said you're going to do. And it's going to be what's going to pick you up on the hard days and the hard weeks and the hard months. So let's say the war has happened, right? So wars has happened all over the Middle East. Sometimes you can go really negative and say, okay, I'm not going to reach my goals. Here's another 2 months of wasted time. This is not going to happen. Nobody's buying. I'm not going to make money, etc. You can keep going down that hill and decide to quit your business and go back to corporate. But if you had a big why, a bigger mission, a bigger purpose, that's bigger than all the negative days or the negative comments or the negative feedback or the current situation, which is temporary, the why is going to pick you up, right? So my why is so big that I have this big goal of 10,000 followers or 5K months in sales. Both of them are a big why because they are attached to my bigger why, right? And so every time I decide, no, today I'm going to go to the beach, or this whole week I'm going to go to the beach, I'm not going to work, my why comes back because it's much bigger than what I feel today or what I feel this week. And that's what keeps me, no, I need to get to my why. I need to achieve my why. So I need to respect the discipline. And if I do the discipline, at least 80% of the day, maybe I don't do the 20 things on my to-do list, which I no longer do anymore. Now I have like 2-3 things I need to do per day, and that's a good day. At least let me get that done. And then later I can rest, or later I can reward myself, right? So the why is the most important part for anything as an entrepreneur. Why is what keeps you disciplined, and why is what keeps you going even on a bad day, and why is what's going to make you show up on video and social media, because visibility is king, right? So that goes back to your why. And if you don't know why you started your business, take the drawing board and get real with yourself, because if you don't have a big strong why, it's not going to help you. It's really not going to move the needle anywhere, and you're going to get stuck and might end up going back to corporate or feeling like a failure because you don't have the strong why that anchors you. Maybe the why is your anchor. Maybe that's back to your example of an anchor. Like, my why is my anchor.
We know the 10,000 why goal. I'm sure you have a bigger, deeper one beyond the 10,000. Not in numbers, but your why.
Yeah.
Why you're doing what you do.
That's just a goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the 10,000 is not on my why. There's a goal to my why.
Tell me about your next
But
fall.
My next fall?
Yes, you will fall next. So will I.
Yeah.
Simulate it. What could be your next fall?
A fall?
Yes.
Negativity all over the world. Think about that.
No, this is
fall.
this is realistic. If you see it, maybe you can imagine a smaller one from the previous one. So if you're getting better by 1% every day on something, so hopefully by your next fall is a smaller one, less painful one that you can bounce back more quickly. Or where's the risk?
I'm not sure what would be my next fall, because I mean, not achieving your goals to me is a fall. Like, if I don't achieve the 10K by the end of the year, yeah, I'll be very annoyed and disappointed and go into a hole. But
if you reach 9,500,
that's successful. Yeah, I wouldn't be sad.
9,000.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, even if I reach 8K, because then I reach the 8K, that means I can get to the next 50K. Yeah, but that's not, yeah, like, it's not going to be a fall because, like, I'm doing everything possible to get there. But the fall, yeah, maybe like giving up. Like, if maybe in 2-3 months I lose momentum or motivation, or something uncontrollable like AI comes in and completely ruins the algorithms, or now people don't care about yapping videos, or maybe the internet shifts, right? Because the internet is always shifting. We have trends every year. Every year we have a new trend. So sometimes it takes people maybe 6 months to do their first video, and then after 6 months, now we have these AI videos. So you don't even need to do these videos. Now you just have an AI replica that's doing it for you, right? So a fall can come, but an external fall, something that you can't control. And with the crazy move of AI, that can happen. Anything can happen. That can change everything. So I don't want to think about it because it's an imminent thing that happens. I don't want to think about it.
Lots of us don't want to think about it, but it's something to see how much tolerant. I understand.
No, I'm tolerant.
Alia, thank you. This has been a thoughtful conversation. I really enjoyed it, liked it, and appreciate the time you've given all of us, the people who will be watching. So, as a summary or as a resume, from this conversation, what should we take with us?
Yeah, to really, really, really understand why you're doing this. Anybody that quits their business because they say they want more freedom, because a lot of people quit their businesses because they want more freedom, you're not going to have any freedom the first year. No. Don't sign up for entrepreneurship for freedom. No, so if you quit your business, quit your job to start a business for freedom, it's not going to be enough because you're not going to have freedom. First year, 2 years come in, you're not going to have that. That's a 100% guaranteed. So make sure you quit your business, quit your job, not from you being in a negative space, like, I don't know, disrespect or low salary. Like, have a much bigger mission and purpose of why you want to start your own business, whatever it is. So it has to be bigger than you even. So maybe it's related to your family, making your family proud, or buying a house to get out of a certain city or a country because that country is not safe, or providing a future for your son so that they will never, etc. So it has to be really bigger than your uncomfortable situation right now. Oh, my boss does not respect me. That's nothing, right? Because you're starting your own business, okay, it will test everything. Every wound, trauma you had in your past, it will come to the surface. It's the biggest personal development journey you will ever go to. So make sure you know why you're going to start a business or taking that leap of faith. And also make sure you learn or know how to rewire yourself to really respect what you say you will do. Like, really respect your discipline. Because being a very disciplined entrepreneur professional is one of the keys to success. And I wish someone told me that when I was 22.
Wow. Alia, thank you very much. And
no worries.
We'll see you around. I'll see you around.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks again for hosting me.